It's the NFL on EA Sports as a pair of heavyweights get set to square off. It's the Browns and the Eagles, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up and saying, "Fly, Eagles, fly," as they get ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Season is hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 80 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game. How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Here this afternoon, sees a crease.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 43 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries in the ballgame. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. Touchdown, Eagles! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure. Let's go. So that challenge, a successful one. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Booker. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Browns' 2-yard line.
Once more, Booker. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And here are the Browns for their opening drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
With about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And all the way down to the 9. A big play that time for Cleveland. Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Now back to throw. Steps away to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. And you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in 1st place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2? Win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that 1st round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Holmes has got it complete and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
A give, running right, it's Booker. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 12.
Back to throw here. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. Extra point attempt here still to come. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Looking to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Johnston. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 39-yard line.
A 2nd down carry for Booker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And out of bounds right around the 20. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him. Yeah,
it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
They'll look to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Johnston. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 and 13 to 10. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to drive a bit closer here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. 2nd drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field. And it's It's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Now a play fake here on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Being chased out left. And it'll be intercepted. Let it well, and it's picked. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
This caught. Reception by Holmes. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. They go play action here on first down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. He'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Johnston. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Holmes. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. They'll look to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all total. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. from the 6. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Flush to his right. Wide open receiver, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And he's got it. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Browns have retaken the lead. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
The extra point up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Eagles 17.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
At the 33-yard line.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
On play action, they'll throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
They'll set up a throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable third down. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Browns add on to their lead. Well, he scrambled outside of the pocket, wondered what was going to happen there. He fired a dart. That's what happened.
He certainly did. Scrambled left, looked left, and then left it in the receiver's hands with some dispatch.
In the receiver's hands, in the end zone for the score. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Mike 42, Mike 42. Watch the slant, watch the slant. Mike's 42, Mike's 42.
Second and 2. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there for Philly.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
42 Mike, 42 Mike. Watch the run, watch the run.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. A gain of 6 there on first. On second down, Booker, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
He'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
They'll set up to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. It's a loss of 5 there on the sack to bring up 2nd and goal. Get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This is caught. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
So that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
On the move to his left. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year.
And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
Shotgun handoff to Booker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Johnston. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And down inside the 15 he goes.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Looking to throw. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And some room to run now. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A big play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add on to this big lead.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So now the Eagles down on the scoreboard. At time, a huge factor. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on first down.
Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000's a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 28. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Back to throw now on first down. This caught, reception by Holmes. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll look to throw here. This is Booker on the dump off. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cleveland, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.